Hello students, welcome to Pathak's Computer Academy online classes. In the previous video, we learned about digital property rights. Today we will see the last topic of cyber ethics, that is e-commerce. So the contents we covered today are these. What they are? What is e-commerce? Types of e-commerce, and after that we will discuss advantage and disadvantages of e-commerce in detail. And at the end, we will see how data will be secured by some mechanism. So, what is e-commerce? Here, E stands for electronic. Okay? So, whatever the dealing with the buyer and the seller, that can be a good, that can be any product or any services, but by the use of an internet. Then that terminology is known as e-commerce. That's why the standard definition of e-commerce is commercial transaction. Clear? For example, online stores like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, OLX are some example of e-commerce websites. Now, I'm going to discuss with an example. Consider a scenario wherein we log into the Flipkart website. On this website, we get the chance to interact with the vendor, get information about the product that delivered the vendor, and for the product, we search accordingly with the help of images and detailed description in the form of text. Okay? So, if we like the product, we place the order by sharing a delivery address and making the final payment. This is the main concern we will discuss later on. Our personal information and the payment information that cannot be, that should not be hacked or illegal use by others. So, there are various types of e-commerce. First one is B2B. B2B means business to business. Here, the user, the main user are not in the frame of anywhere. Why? Because the companies are doing businesses with each other. Okay, for example, there are various companies who make medicine. Now, they are not dealing with the real customer. They supply their medicine to the particular wholesalers. And after that, wholesaler distributed that medicine to various retailers. And from retailers, we are purchasing the medicine. So this business scenario is known as B2B. Next, e-commerce are very familiar to all, that is business to customer. Here, one end is the business and another one is the customer. Services and goods are directly dealing with the customer by the company, like Amazon, Flipkart. Next one is C2C, customer to customer. Nowadays, this business is also very much popular. Here, there is no such type of big companies. On the both hand, there are consumer, there are customer. One customer wants to sell something, and on the other hand, some customer wants to purchase that. Okay, for example, OLX, Quicker, etc. You are very familiar with the OLX, where we are posting our asset like old phone, old washing machine that I want to sell. And on the same platform on OLX, there are various customer who does not want to purchase a new mobile or new washing machine or any other thing. So they search on OLX. If the deal is looks good to them, they purchase. Next one is C2B, consumer to business. This is nowadays slowly and slowly get popular. The consumer, the customer provides the goods or some services to the company. As a, for example, as a IT freelancer. Clear? So we now know about the types of e-commerce. Now I am going to discuss the various advantages of e-commerce. There are a lot of advantages, but two are the main. First one, e-commerce has eliminated the geographical barrier. Earlier, in 1990s, we have to purchase things from our local market. But nowadays, you can go through with the various e-commerce site and select whatever you want and wherever the company has situated. The company will deliver you the product or services at your doorstep. Next one is 24 into 7 available shop. The local market may be open in the morning at 8 or 10 a.m. and lastly they go on to the 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. After that they shut down for the night. But in e-commerce, 24 into 7 means every time this e-commerce shop is available to you. Other than this, there are a lot of things, a lot of advantages like it provides quickly delivery of goods. Customer can complain that can be easily or and quickly addressed. Okay, if you want to return that product, that facility is now available to you and many more things. Now, the big concern is what are the drawbacks of e-commerce? So first one is the startup cost. Startup cost may be on a higher side. Not all websites get success. There is a very few websites that you can count on your fingertips that are very popular to each of us. So there is a chance that you can fail in this type of shop. Next one is security that I will discuss in detail. Why? Why I'm very concerned about security? Because I already told you our personal details are shared with the company. They are going through various network. In the network, that data can be captured or stealed. Other than this, a transaction records or your bank details can be hacked. Clear? Next one is due to interaction in the online medium, miscommunication can be happening. There are also incidents when the shipments are misplaced, okay, or the wrong order is delivered. Okay. So there are, if there are some positive, then there are some negatives also. You have to deal with it. But security and privacy is very much concerned. So, what are security threats? Threat can be anything that can take advantage of a vulnerability to breach security. Some software attacks like viruses, worms, Trojan horses, etc., are there that can harm your computer or mobile or steal some information from your device. So, what they are? Virus is malicious codes or program that causes to data and files on a system. Okay, that can corrupt your data, that can corrupt your files, or that can delete your personal information. A worm is a self-replicating program. There is no need of anything to run. It is a self-replicating. So how they harm? They eat up the entire disk space. So your mobile can slow down or your computer can out of memory. Next one is Trojan horse. This is a program that appears harmless. You easily see whenever you are surfing on the net that click here to play some new games. So you think that this is okay. There's no harm. So you just click and then the virus, the Trojan horse comes into an act and they can harm in many ways. Okay. So what is privacy? There's two terminology. First one is security and next one is privacy. Privacy means a private. Some private things should be there when dealt with e-commerce. The data should be kept secret. Whenever we share our information, either that information is personal or related to bank. It is the most important factor because it builds trust among user or customers over the particular website. For example, during an online transaction, many personal details of customers such as credit, debit card numbers, contact information, etc. provided to the merchant company. Sometimes they sell it to other companies to make profit, which may lead to cybercrime against the user. Thus, it is important to protect the privacy of the user. Otherwise, if the user does not believe in your website, they will never open your website again. So to do so, merchant companies uses various protocols like HTTPS, SSL, along with firewall. Okay. Next one is fraud. Fraud is an act of cheating user by various means to steal his wealth. This is the same terminology, mainly known as cyber crime. The crime that are happening on the web, on the internet, known as cyber crime. And in e-commerce is any type of false or illegal transaction completed by someone from a bank account of other person without his or her permission. So fraud can be happened by any charity fraud, online ticket fraud, online gambling fraud, price claiming. Various mails are arriving to your mailbox that you won this much of amount. Please click here. This is a simplest form of fraud. Okay. So how you would secure your data when your data in transmission on the network? So three things must be very much take care of. First one is confidentiality, that your information should not be accessible to an unauthorized user. Availability, whenever the information is demanded from anywhere and whenever, that information should be provided within time limit. Next one is authenticity. There should be a mechanism to authenticate a user, that this user is valid for this purpose. So there are some mechanism. A basic functionality is login and password, through which you can authenticate the user. Okay. So security measures. First one is encryption. Your data are going towards the merchant side with the help of internet. And the internet is what? The internet is networks of network. So your data should be encrypted. Encrypted means in another form that have no use before sending over the network. And whenever the authorized user wants to decrypt your data with the help of some key that is known as decrypt key, only the information can be get. Clear? Next one is digital signature. It ensures the authenticity of the information. For example, you download your e-Aadhaar from the website. Whenever you open that document should be e-signed. You clearly see the area where the e-sign is applicable. If the e-signature is not there, then there are some problem. So this is known as digital signature. There are some certificates where digital ID is used to identify a particular individual or website. That is known as security certificates. Okay. So these three things should be kept in your mind whenever you deal with e-commerce. Either you are going to provide e-commerce facility to the user, or you are an end user. So to secure data transmission, there are some encrypting protocols known as SSL or SSH. SSL stands for Secure Socket Layer. SSH stands for Secure Socket Hash Key, and many more. These layers are going to be learned in further classes. This is not under the class 10 standard. So I'm going to just give you a small description that secure socket layer is the most commonly used protocol and have the following security measures. What they are? They provide authentication. That is very much useful. Next one is encryption. And third one is integrity. So that's all for today. Today we learned what is e-commerce, types of e-commerce, drawbacks and advantages of e-commerce. So that's all for Unit 3. In the next class, we will learn Unit 4, where we start with scratch. Thank you so much.